Hello, Jennifer here again in Los Angeles, back to show you yet another fantastically delicious recipe using Maple Leaf Farm duck products. Duck confit has to be one of my favorite things in the entire universe. Today we are going to make duck confit quesadillas with caramelized onions, Gruyere cheese, and drizzled atop a chipotle raspberry honey mint sauce, and then some chives for garnish. You won't want to miss this. Let's get started. We are now caramelizing our onions. This is going to be the part that takes the longest. Look at that. You can see that those onions are coming along beautifully. They are getting infused with all of that delicious duck flavor. I'm going to add a couple of other things to give some extra kick. I love thyme, and the richness of duck goes so well with thyme. And I like a little tanginess in my caramelized onions, so I'm just going to put in a couple splashes of sherry vinegar. Deglaze that pan a little bit, give it a little tang. So in our saucepan, we're mashing together the raspberries and the chipotle. Want to make sure that they get all mixed together. We're then going to drizzle in some honey to sweeten it up a little bit. We're going to bring that to a simmer and let it get nice and warm and reduced. And then at the last minute, we're going to add in some mint right before we take it off the heat. And then we'll let that cool down before we drizzle it on our quesadillas. So I've cut up the duck confit into bite-sized pieces, and it's going to get heated in the quesadilla, but I just want to make sure that there's no fat clinging to it, and it also helps coat the pan to make sure that my quesadillas will cook up nice and wonderful. So now comes the fun part. We get to put all of the pieces together. So I have two really high-quality flour tortillas. And what we're going to do is simply sprinkle all of these delicious ingredients in here. But I'm getting some of that delicious duck confit, followed by my caramelized onions. Now I'm going to sprinkle some cheese on top. And I'm going to put the other flour tortilla right on top. And then that duck fat from the duck confit pack that I have in my little measuring cup here, I'm just going to brush on one side. That's going to be the side I put down first in my frying pan. And then I'll flip it over and brush the other side with the duck fat as well. So let's go ahead and get this on the stove. Look at that, delicious! We're just going to get it browned on the second side. Then we'll go ahead and transfer it to our cutting board and finish up our delicious duck confit quesadilla. I'm just using a pizza cutter to slice it into individual pieces so that I can plate it for a cocktail party and drizzle it with some yummy sauce. So now we have our delicious raspberry honey chipotle sauce that we made earlier. We're just going to take that, drizzle a little bit on each one. And then we're going to top with some chives for a little crunch and some greenery. And voila! Look at that delicious duck confit quesadilla. I can't wait to taste this. It's going to be a huge success at the party, I just know. This is fantastic. It's easy. It's delicious. Your guests are going to love it. Thank you, Maple Leaf Farms, for providing us such a great product and allowing us to have our duck confit in finger food fashion.